Hello everyone and welcome home to the second episode of Friends in Fantasyland, a Disney podcast. My name is Jenny and I still think Walt is buried under Pirates of the Caribbean.
My name is Steve and Gronk is my spirit animal.
I'm Brandon and me and my mom are still looking for the 102 Dalmatians.
I'm Bill and Carousel of Progress is my favorite ride ever.
I'm Matt and the Tiki Room is a hoax.
Phil, how many times have you written Carousel of Progress by now?
There aren't enough numbers in the alphabet.
In the alphabet?
Oh no. That's not a
Bill. What?
Listen, let me just say that I can recite the entire script of Carousel of Progress without even blinking an eye.
That's
my
honestly pretty,
Jesus.
that's pretty impressive, not even gonna lie.
Yeah, well, you know what? There's a great big beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day. Jenny, what's going on? How's Disney?
That is 20 minutes of dialogue that you just straight up memorized. I'm still not over this. Hang on.
Hey, listen, my brain's pretty big, but most of it is taken up by Carousel of Progress.
And it's useless knowledge. And then useless knowledge of Carousel of Progress.
Did you just say useless?
Uh-oh.
Do you know how many hidden Mickeys are in the final scene?
You would know better than me.
Because I
Are
do.
they really?
Wait,
I didn't even know there was one.
There's one. It's a Mickey plush.
Oh, wait,
stuffed animal.
isn't the dog dish a hidden Mickey? Like it's shaped, I don't know.
I don't know about that one, but I know there's a stuffed animal of Mickey underneath the tree, and then I'm pretty sure it's the speaker that's carved into like the side of one of the presents.
Yes.
And that was a hidden Mickey.
Oh, that's cool.
And then up on the mantle in the fireplace, there's a Mickey Nutcracker.
I'm gonna have to check that out next time I read it.
Have you ever?
Which will just be the next time I go to Disney World.
I'm
I
sure
just need to go
you.
to
Sorry,
Disney
go
World
ahead.
again. I just need to go to Disney World again.
Yes.
When was the
Yes.
last time you've been?
The last time I've been was when I was 12 years old.
That's a while.
That's like a year ago.
Matt. That's
No.
Okay.
Brandon is a grown man.
14 years?
14 years it's been, and Jesus Christ, I need to go back again.
A lot has changed in that time.
I
Yeah.
know, and that's one of the major problems is that a lot of things have changed, and I've seen none of it.
We should all just go for the 50th anniversary. They're doing so much cool stuff for
Wait,
that.
when's
Yes.
the 50th?
2021.
For Disney World.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so
Okay.
saving out
It's in,
money
2 years from now.
Wait, when was Disneyland opened? 1950 what? 55?
55.
Yeah.
July something. July. Oh boy, this is
Oh.
embarrassing. July
Jen-
something.
Jennifer.
This is embarrassing.
Don't worry,
my
I didn't even know it was July.
Hey, listen.
You know, it was
listen,
1955.
we're not Disney experts. We're just doing a podcast.
We're not Disney experts, we're just Disney experts.
Speak for yourself.
Well,
She's got.
hey, speaking of Disney, Jenny, I hear we got some great topics this week. Why don't you tell the folks about
Yeah,
them?
I think we should just dive right into the first one. So, our first topic we're going to be discussing is what do you think is the best Disney World theme park?
Now we're talking about Disney World, not Disneyland. Disney World in Florida, which has the 5 theme parks, right? And 2 water parks?
4.
4 theme
Unless
parks.
you want to count Springs, but I don't think Disney Spring.
Yeah.
It's not really a park.
Knockoff Finger is my favorite.
Oh man, that makes
It's
That
the
makes
4
too much
parks and then the 2 water parks.
Yes.
and then the shopping mall.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hey, but
It
the
was a
shop-
park when it had Disney Quest, but that's closed now. I'm mad.
But they have Ghirardelli and their shakes are.
Gyarados
Yo.
is good.
They also have the Coke bear that you can meet, the Coca-Cola
Yes,
bear.
the Coca-Cola bear.
Wait,
I'm a-
Casually sips Pepsi.
I'm offended.
we are not sponsored by Coke or Pepsi. In fact, Jenny is. I don't know.
Jenny would love to be sponsored by Pepsi.
Hey, Pepsi, if you're ever listening to this, hit us up. Because I can assure you all 5 of us are drinking a can of Pepsi right now.
I
Okay.
think Pepsi would be the last company that would ever listen to a Disney-themed podcast.
Considering it's Coca-Cola in the parks.
Yeah.
yeah.
Everywhere in the parks.
All right, Jen.
Speaking of the parks, what was the first topic? Best Disney World park?
In your opinion, overall, we're going to start very easy. What is the best Disney World theme park? Who would like to start?
Well, Jenny, why don't you start since you started the
Okay.
introducciones?
I have to go with the classic Magic Kingdom. I mean,
Ooh.
when you think Disney World, you automatically think the Cinderella Castle. You know, it's just pure magic. When someone says, "Oh, I'm going to Disney World, but I'm only going for 1 day," which park should I go to? You're not
Disney
gonna,
Springs.
Yeah, you're not gonna send. You're not gonna send them to like Epcot or Animal Kingdom. You're gonna send them to Magic Kingdom to experience the castle and the pure Disney magic.
Main Street USA is my mom's happy place.
Yeah, it's
However, I like Hollywood Studios. I think it has so much to offer. I think it features some of the best rides in all of Disney.
Jenny, you're looking pretty mad over there.
no. I figured it out. We're all gonna have the different park
You are.
because Brandon can't decide because
No,
he is,
I actually can because I do remember what I did have the most fun at, and no, it wasn't Magic Kingdom or Hollywood Studios. It was actually Animal Kingdom. I don't know. It was just like when I was younger, one of the things that I liked to do was look at animals a lot. So the fact that there was a whole entire park dedicated to wildlife and looking at animals and stuff like that, and going on a safari.
They have animals in Animal Kingdom.
Oh my lord!
yeah, they're as real as the animals on Jungle Cruise.
No, but yeah, like
Hot takes.
going through all of that and just looking at everything, I was just always awestruck. Don't get me wrong, the other two parks were fantastic, and I had a lot of fun at them. But there was always just like that one soft spot that I had for Animal Kingdom.
My turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Mr. Bill?
Well, I mean, considering that I had to correct the Disney Club on this, my favorite park is Epcot, which stands for what, Jenny?
He's taking shots right now.
Oh,
Don't do this to me. It's the experimental prototype.
If you say.
I always get this confused.
Country.
City.
No.
Community. Oh,
Experimental
50-50
prototype community of tomorrow.
with the clapping hands emoji in between.
That's the only way to say Epcot.
You
In
know-
fact, they fire you if you don't say it.
I mean,
I'm
are you,
ashamed.
do you secretly have a black woman inside of you
I mean,
as a spirit
probably.
animal?
Honestly, Epcot has a lot going for it. But we're gonna wait, and let's hear what Matt has to say.
I'm with Brandon. Animal Kingdom has
Really?
always been my favorite.
I would have thought you'd been a Magic Kingdom boy for sure.
That's probably my second favorite. But growing up, I went to a very nature-oriented camp, and I was very, outdoorsy my whole life. So Animal Kingdom offered a lot to me, and even more so as they built onto it.
Pandora's beautiful.
Yo, can we talk about the Avatar? What is it called?
It's Pandora.
Pandora.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's so beautiful.
Okay.
It's
So
really nice.
Apparently, there's stuff there from like the third and fourth movie. Apparently,
Yeah, 'cause
really, wait, there was a third and fourth.
there isn't
They're
yet,
making it.
but
my
they're
goodness.
making them.
They're
yeah.
making them. They're like written and they're I think they're filming 2 and 3 at the same time.
Yeah, the second
Yeah.
one hasn't even.
But I think
Has
James
that even
Cameron.
been
That's him, right?
announced, like a release date for that?
He just
Yeah,
was
not-
released details, I think, about
Okay.
the second one.
I know, like, they announced that it's happening. I just didn't know that if they got, like, any release date.
There's been like
I don't think it's a
4.
date.
Wait, is there a Pandora 2?
No.
Avatar 2?
No,
Not yet.
no,
Not yet.
they're making
Okay,
2,
they're
3,
making
and
it.
4.
And
And
5.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly,
I mean,
that place is super awesome.
Let's just hope that we don't have what happened last time.
With what?
We're not going to talk about that.
All right.
I am
We
genuinely
have
curious.
no
What
idea
are
what
you
you're
talking about?
Yeah,
I didn't
we're
know
all
that.
lost.
All right, so basically, what happened was, you know how like the first Avatar movie, well, the only Avatar movie,
Yeah.
that everyone loved the scenery of Pandora.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people got really upset when they saw all that beautiful scenery, then exited the movie theater, and then just city or like just street and stuff like because it
everyone
was
just got-
very beautiful.
And it just kind of
Like
made
the
everyone
scene-
depressed seeing the city and everything.
But yeah, it's like you see a lot of the stuff that they have over in Pandora, and a lot of the stuff that you wish that we kind of had. Even though we didn't, there was no like real technology. It was very beautiful to look at. They were one with nature and everything like that. And
Well, I mean, wouldn't that go for any other like beautiful scenic movie too?
yeah, but it seemed like this one had a more of an impact on people.
It is one of the most beautiful environments I've ever seen in a movie. I will give
It
that.
really
I don't even
is.
like the movie that much, but it's
I think
beautiful
the
to look
movie's immersiveness translated really well to the park immersiveness.
Yes.
I agree.
Oh, absolutely.
You just feel like you're there.
at. Especially that flooded passage ride.
Oh
Flight
my
of Passage
god.
is so fun.
It's incredible.
See, I wouldn't know because I haven't been there in 14
You,
years.
you should go again. It's really good.
14 years.
For the uninitiated, can someone please describe to Brandon the sensory overload that you get strapping on the
it's-
back of this beautiful
The
beast?
Banshee.
The Banshee.
The
It's
Banshee.
nuts. It's
I
like,
love that game.
It's
Halo.
basically Basically, it's a giant IMAX screen, and you get on, and you're kind of riding like a bike, like you're straddling the seat, and all of a sudden, it just, when the ride takes off, or your Banshee takes off, it's just, you feel so immersed, and like, they're blowing the wind in your face because you're riding on the back of the Banshee. It's the rite of passage.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like the same thing in Avatar what the main character went through. Like, as you're walking through the entrance of the ride, they kind of like tell you a story about how you're going to be transported into your Avatar body in the world of Avatar. And like the whole thing about the Avatar world is the Avatar people have to go through this rite of passage to become like a member of the adults or something like that. I don't know.
I think it's like to be accepted into the Navi tribe or something.
Yeah,
Oh,
something
that
like
sounds
that.
correct.
I saw the movie once.
So like I'm trying to remember like the exact process that you have to go through, but the Banshee like this huge like pterodactyl or like bird looking thing.
Yeah, almost like a dragon.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does. It's very dragon-esque.
I think my favorite thing though about the whole ride is just the experience. Like Jenny said, you're kind of strapping on the back of it, but the weird thing is, like, it doesn't feel cold and, like, inhuman.
It breathes.
Yeah,
They-
you feel it.
The Imagineers
Yeah.
made it breathing. Like your ride vehicle,
cool.
your Banshee is
Yeah.
breathing right under you.
Like,
feel
you
like
feel
you're-
it on your legs.
And then you get misted when you're going through the water, the
Yes.
scents.
Yes.
It's like
Smells.
it's like soaring times 25.
Yeah,
Honestly.
it's incredible.
So now I know what I'm doing the first thing I get there. I don't care what all you people do.
And, like,
You'll,
And it's in your favorite park. So
you'll
there
all
you
be
go.
in Magic Kingdom. I'll be like, it's like, Brandon, where are you? I'm in Animal Kingdom riding this ride for the 60th time today.
Brandon, you've been in Animal Kingdom all week.
I mean, if you can get
So, what?
if you can get to it for the 60th time, it's like a 90-minute wait.
Oh,
my
usually
God.
longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. As great as Flight of Passage is, the actual ride is phenomenal. That is one of the worst pre-shows I've ever seen at a Disney ride.
The
It
pre-show,
is-
as in like the experience leading up to it.
Like when you're in that room and it's the guy talking to you on
Oh,
the
it's
screen.
so
yeah.
And he's
boring.
like,
Yeah, it lasts forever, and the guy is not as well spoken as you'd think he'd be.
it's
Nah.
supposed to be in character, but it doesn't translate well. And you can tell that you being held in that room is literally just, they invented something about you're infected with a virus that doesn't allow you to be matched with an avatar. So then they start blowing massive amounts of air on you.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was just filler to wait for the ride before you to finish up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of breeze through that in the development process, but I feel like all the other Disney rides do that so well, though.
No, I agree.
Oh yeah, pre-shows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially Star Wars. Star Tours has a good.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
Star Tours is brilliant.
Disney World has a lot of cool stuff, and I do wish that they would add some more stuff to Disneyland every now and then.
Well, I mean, you have to think. Disney. Well, actually, this is the next topic.
This It was
a segue, Bill. It was
Oh my goodness. Well, you
I
have
see what you did there.
no. What I was saying was like with Disneyland, it's in it's smack dab middle of California,
Yeah.
like the urban part of it, so you don't have much room to play with.
Meanwhile, there's more rural area in Florida that you can't really unsee. Even on your way there, you're basically like, is this going to be a farm? Is this going to be more Oh, wait, Disney.
Disney World owns so much land that if you're staying at the All-Stars, which is where I normally stay because I can't afford nice hotels, and I want to go to Disney Springs, which is on the other side, it's a full-out 20-25 minute ride.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
It's
They only built on like a third of the land they own.
Yep.
Correct.
Really?
Yeah.
one third
it's
they've
crazy.
built on, including on-stage and off-stage areas, so all the backstage areas. 1/3 is reserved for conservation, and then they still have 1/3 yet to be built on. Meanwhile, Disneyland is totally, because of the backstory of how Disneyland was built. When Walt announced he was building Disneyland, everyone bought up the land around Disneyland.
Okay.
So now the Disney company no longer has much more room to expand. That's why they're closing so much stuff in Disneyland to make way for the new stuff.
Right.
They're boxed in.
Well, they were able to make the California Adventure.
Yeah, they did that. I mean, that's another park, which
Where did they build California Adventure? I've never been to it.
directly across from Disneyland. Like, it is a
Huh.
2-minute walk.
Yeah.
You can
Really?
look at each other. It's not like Disney World where you have to take buses.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, I went to Disneyland. Unfortunately, you guys didn't. Someday.
I did.
Next year.
Oh, yeah,
I
Steve's
did.
been.
I went. And I went fairly recently, too, like 2 years ago.
Did you really?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because my aunt and uncle moved out to California recently, and we went to visit them. Like 2 years ago, we went to Disneyland and California Adventure, which ironically we arrived there like 2 days after Markiplier left. So I would
Markiplier, the famous YouTuber.
Yes.
I would love to be able to visit Disneyland though, because that is the park that Walt built, and he was there, and that one. While I love Disney World with all of my heart, Disneyland is much more closer to what Walt envisioned for a Disneyland theme park, and the cast members there and the Imagineers and the whole team takes very special care to make sure that it doesn't stray too far from his original vision. So I think it'd be really interesting to see compared to what Walt Disney World has currently.
Definitely. Yeah, I think Walt Disney World is more of like the creative side, and they delve a lot deeper into like the different aspects of park experiences. I mean, not only do you have the Magic Kingdom, which is basically like a bigger Disneyland, but you have also all the other, things that they could think of, like Animal Kingdom, about like all the nature stuff, and Hollywood Studios, it was filmmaking, but now it's
Mostly thrills now.
Yeah, mostly thrill rides, which they still call Hollywood Studios. They haven't changed that, right?
No,
There's a rumor they're gonna change it soon with all the coming new lands.
Yeah.
What would they change it to?
They had a poll a few years ago, but
Thrilling Park.
but nothing really stuck.
Wait, Disney XL?
That was one of
one of
those
the
poll names.
I have to find them
It
later
was
and
bad.
show them to you guys. They were so bad.
They weren't good names.
Extra large.
Oh, jeez.
I guess they
Disney
thought of that one when they were
Pictures.
thinking of... I guess they thought of that one when they were thinking about Toy Story Land, because you're supposed to be a toy and everything, I guess, would be extra large. But
Oh.
Okay,
I mean,
I get that, but that's still
For the whole
very
Yeah, because Toy Story Land
terrible.
isn't the main focus of Hollywood Studios.
Yeah.
I still have to see Toy Story Land.
But
I haven't gone since.
Toy Story Land...
Yeah, how was it? Since Jenny and Matt were just there
Yes.
a few weeks ago, right? Like
About
a month ago?
about a
now.
month from now.
From now?
Ago from now. Does that make sense?
No.
I have to say, we didn't experience it at peak times. We did early morning magic hours, I think it's called.
Yeah.
Yeah. What hours are those? That's like before the park opens,
Yeah,
right?
the park opened at 9 for regular guests, but because we paid the second admission ticket price, we were there at 7 a.m.
That's so early.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were there for 7. It started at 7:30. So from 7:30 to 9, we got just Toy Story Land to ourselves with us and like whoever else, and it was minimal guests, maybe us and like maybe 100 other people.
Yeah, and I know that like you want to cherish whatever sleep you can get at Disney, because if you go on a trip with Jenny, you're there from open to close. But
You don't sleep.
You have to see Jenny's planner whenever she goes to Disney. So if you're looking at like a daily calendar with hourly slots, I don't think there's going to be a single piece of white space on that page.
I like to make sure everything's being used at the fullest. You pay a lot of money to go to Disney.
Jenny, if we spent a week at Disney, you would literally die.
But
also literally could be broke.
Yeah.
But,
That too.
But like I was saying, waking up early for this early morning Toy Story thing, it was so worth it.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
we got to experience Toy Story Mania, which has its new entrance and updated queue line.
With Mr. Potato Head working fine.
With
right?
Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, yeah.
That animatronic is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm obsessed with it. And whenever I get to go on it, you have to be in standby line to see him. And I either have to fast pass it because it has way too long of a line, or he's not working when I'm in standby. And I finally got to see him, and I was so happy.
Wait, is it just like a display of the animatronic, or does
No,
the
no,
animatronic...
He's moving
No,
and
it's
like pulling himself apart.
Yeah.
He doesn't do that anymore.
No?
He
that
used
stopped
to,
working.
like when they first started, they had it so that way he would pull himself apart. But then it kept on breaking down so much that they simplified it,
Yeah.
so
Right.
that way it doesn't do it as so much.
yeah.
It still
He
breaks down, but it's
used-
still a very
he used to-
impressive animatronic.
He used to take his ear out and then put it back in, but a lot of times he would miss.
You
and once
just
he
drop it.
once he dropped, and then he kind of just goes into like standby mode.
Sorry, I dropped my ear.
He just
But
drops his ear and then goes, "Oh, now what do I do?"
Literally just
But he's like an amazing animatronic. Like he can interact with guests. Like he makes eye contact with you.
Yo.
It's incredible. Like
It's a very cool animatronic.
it's stunning. And I've always wanted to see him like in person, but it just was never my lucky day, I guess.
Don't they? Disney Japan, I think, is making like some super realistic animatronics, right? Is that the one?
Oh, that's Paris.
Paris.
For Beauty and the Beast.
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah.
gosh.
Those
Really?
look incredible.
I know.
I gotta check those out.
Oh my! Like they walked right out of the movie.
Yeah,
Really?
who's ever listening, go on YouTube and search up the Paris Disney new animatronics. They're like breathtaking. It's so lifelike.
Yeah, it's Belle, it's Beast, her horse,
Felipe.
Felipe.
Oh,
Felipe.
Felipe.
For it's a new ride coming to Paris in 2020, I think, and it's a trackless ride, which is really cool. I've always wanted to try one of those. They have trackless Mystic Manor in Hong Kong, which is their version of Haunted Mansion, which is a really cool version of Haunted Mansion.
But going back to the Disney
Yes.
parks, Jenny, I guess we'll kind of go around the table and we'll talk about the favorite park for everyone. So what was yours? Yours was Magic Kingdom, right?
Magic Kingdom, I stand by it.
What's your favorite ride there? There were a lot of like really awesome rides, and I know you're gonna say Haunted Mansion.
I will stand by and defend Haunted Mansion till the
it's
day
so good.
I join the Grim Grinning Ghosts.
I actually watched a really interesting video last night. There's a YouTube channel that I just discovered that does like solely the technology and how they do the different stuff in Disney World. So like this one was about the shrinking or I'm sorry, the growing room.
Stretching room.
The stretching room, yeah, thank you. So the stretching room, like, okay, so like if you're looking at the Haunted Mansion, like face on, you don't see where the rest of the ride is. The rest of the ride is actually on the other side of the railroad tracks that goes right behind the mansion. So how do you get there? You can't go over the railroad tracks. There's nothing there. So what they actually did, the growing room or the stretching room, is a massive elevator.
You're talking about Disneyland.
No, Disney World.
In Disney World, it's not an elevator.
No? What is it?
It's just for show. They liked it in Disneyland. You're talking about Disneyland. They had to get you to the basement level somehow. So they invented. Well, they didn't invent. Elevators existed. They Imagineered up a fancy elevator that actually brought you down, and the effect worked so well, and it was so popular in Disneyland, they decided to bring it over the world, except they didn't need to bring you down to the basement level, because the basement level would be the utilidors, technically.
Right.
Because you can't have a basement. Technically, you can't even have a basement in Florida. The utilidor is the first level, Magic Kingdom, that we all walk on is the second level. But they just liked the effect so much that they decided to bring it over to the world. But if you carefully watch, you're not moving.
Really?
Yeah, because the door never even fully shuts before you start stretching. It's pretty poorly timed. It's something that's always bugged me about the Haunted Mansion. The room will start stretching before the door even closes, so you can see you're not... If you look back into the foyer where you just came out of into the stretching room, you could obviously tell you're not moving.
Oh.
And it's something that I think... Luckily, no one... I never even really see little people or little kids or anyone looking back to it. Everyone's too like, oh my gosh, portraits.
Someone's hanging from the rafters.
But like, I look back
Scariest moment as a kid.
I look back in, and the room's already stretching, and the foyer's not moving, and the door's not even shut yet. I'm like, wow, that's poorly timed. I'm surprised Disney let that go on for so long. But
And it's still going on, right? They haven't fixed that yet.
I mean, I guess it's because like so many people are just looking at the whole, like what's in front of them. They're not gonna turn back around and go like, oh yeah, the door's still not closed yet.
Yeah.
And we're not really stretching.
I mean, I don't have many complaints about Haunted Mansion. I think that ride is as perfect as you're gonna get. But
Seriously.
if you're gonna fix... I have 2 complaints about the Disney World version. Fix the timing on the stretching room, and we need Hatbox Ghost in the Disney World version.
Hatbox Ghost. Yes, that's towards the end of the ride, right?
He's in Disneyland. They brought him back
Right,
to
right.
Disneyland. I think he's right...
I honestly don't know if I went on Haunted Mansion when I was in Disneyland, so I don't remember what that is.
See, here's the thing. I don't even know what we're talking about.
I think Hatbox Ghost in Disneyland is right after the singing head busts, if I'm correct. Basically, there's a long urban legend that when Disneyland's Haunted Mansion first originally opened, they tried to have the Hatbox Ghost, which was he was standing there and he has the big hat box, and his face would disappear from his body and appear in the box.
Yes.
Oh, I did
yes,
see that.
Yes, yeah.
But they couldn't get the effect right in time for the opening of Haunted Mansion, so they scrapped the animatronic. And then they were just going to open the ride on time and then come back to him. Whatever time goes by, they try to go back to Hatbox Ghost to fix him, but the like mold for the animatronic just disappeared.
Oh,
Really?
Old animatronic disappeared. There was literally not a trace of Hatbox Ghost. So, but I guess that got such a cult following, the story of Hatbox Ghost, that for I think
it's
the Haunted Mansion's 50th
50th,
anniversary.
Fun fact: Hatbox Ghost is my favorite mnemonic. Try to say that 5 times fast. Hatbox Ghost. Hatbox.
I can't say it twice.
So they brought him back for the 50th, and he looks incredible.
No.
I do remember that actually.
That's really
now that
cool.
you say what he is, yeah, he's really cool. I
What
do
a
wish
bro.
he's in the Disney World version as well.
Steve, what's your favorite park?
I love Hollywood Studios. I always have my favorite ride there is, in my opinion, the greatest ride ever made, Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yes.
I can go on that a million times. I can go to Disney World and just go on Rock and Roller Coaster and I'll be satisfied.
Hot take. What's your favorite song on the Rock and Roller Coaster? There are many.
I always like when they play Love in an Elevator.
Love it
Because they time the going down with one of the drops and it's
Yes.
great. It's so good.
That's right.
But I always love that ride.
I'm too busy screaming to know what song I got.
I'm streaming, but I'm like scream singing along. But I love that ride so much. I also love Star Tours is another favorite of mine because I'm a huge Star Wars geek. Love Star Wars, and Star Tours is fantastic. I was there when they were remodeling.
yeah, I love seeing Spock in the ride.
Oh my lord.
I was there when they were doing a remodeling of the Star Wars area, and they had this area where you could go in, have a bunch of Star Wars custom made posters, and my brother and I got our faces photoshopped onto Anakin and Obi-Wan, and I have that
That's
poster
cool.
hanging in my room, and it's really funny.
That's cool.
Oh, that's funny.
But I love that. I also loved, my dad and I used to do this all the time, but I think they closed it down a couple years ago. The House of Animation, where you could go in there and they
Yes,
teach you how
yes,
to
yes,
draw
yes, yes,
Disney
yes.
characters, but they don't do that anymore, and
No.
I was really sad.
Well, didn't they convert that into a museum
I think it's like
of
a
vault or something?
something
I
like
think
that.
that's what's there now.
Yeah.
Either that or it's a hotel or something, but it's not what it used to be, where you can go in, learn how to draw Disney characters. They used, even years before that, they used to have a voiceover thing where you could record your voices for Disney
Really?
characters.
I think I'm not sure where that was. I'm pretty sure One Man's Dream was always there.
No, it was. That's separate. But
Okay, yeah.
I
That's
think
what I
it
was
might have
thinking
been where that next to where the Frozen show is. There's that little Star Wars movie that plays that I've never seen. I think it's called Path of the Jedi. I'm not sure.
Oh, to the left of Star Tours, that stage?
No, it's not the stage. It's a little theater right in between. If you're looking at Star Tours,
Mm-hmm.
do you know where Olaf meets?
Yes.
Right there.
Kind of.
It's-
Well, anyway.
Yeah. But it's a little theater, I guess. I've never been in there.
I haven't done that either.
But I think
I'm
it
too
was
busy doing
there.
Star Tours.
Because they've converted everything to Star Wars and Hollywood
Yeah.
Studios.
Oh my god, yeah.
That's another reason why I'm going to love the Hollywood Studios is I'm excited for Star Wars Land. I still
Yeah, that's
I
gonna be
still have to
sick.
experience Toy Story Land because I love Toy Story Mania and I want to experience the other things that they do.
Yeah, well, we get Toy Story Mania was the only ride that was open when we went, right? Because
Yeah.
Jenny, Steve, Matt, myself, and 2 other of our friends who aren't on here, we went last year in May 20th ish,
May 2018.
around there, and it was a month before Toy Story Land opened.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was they only had Toy Story Mania open.
But it was half of the entrance because
Yeah,
it wasn't the
yeah, they
full
were-
walkthrough
Because
they were remodeling.
they flipped the entrance. We used to enter in somewhere called Pixar Place, but they've totally stripped that and they flipped it so now the entrance is on the other side, which is in Toy Story.
Yeah.
Land.
Pixar Place is now Municiberg.
For the Incredibles,
Yes,
yeah, they're celebrating
Municiberg.
Incredibles too,
Yes, that's cool.
which was fun.
It looked cool.
It was fun. I don't think it was themed very well, to be honest.
You got your giant cookie.
I got a giant cookie. It was Jack's.
Rad.
Jack's cookie.
Oh, that's awesome.
We met Edna Mode. That was pretty cool.
Oh,
And the
that's
mode was
cool.
fun.
Jenny's giant Jack cookie.
I could not finish it. It was so much, and it was warm, and it was delicious. But I just couldn't.
Was it bigger than a car tire?
No, it was
Yeah, because I guess if you eat one that big, it could be tiring.
a.
I'm just jealous that you honestly met Edna Mode. She is my spirit animal.
She was really fun.
Who are you? What
I
you want?
have a picture of the cookie if you want to see.
Oh yeah, that would be great because this is an audio medium.
Well, this mainly for your reaction.
Okay, Wow, that's a big cookie.
That's a sugar rush.
Matt, why would you show a picture on
Radio does it all the time.
the radio?
Oh my goodness.
But that's a gigantic cookie, and I honestly see a sugar rush waiting to happen.
Right.
That is a big cookie, though.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly biased towards Hollywood Studios because it has one of my favorite things in all of Disney World, which is, of course, Fantasmic.
Yes. Wait, can we talk about what happened?
My dad lied to me in Fantasmic.
What?
My dad lied to me the first time I saw Fantasmic.
What do you mean?
It was, you know the scene where, like, Jafar turns into a snake?
Yes.
Yes.
I was very young when I first saw it, so I didn't, like, get the whole, snakes parameters.
You ever see him when he comes close to you? He's Janir.
Janir instead of Jafar.
Janir, Jafar,
Joe, wherever you are.
are.
So like I was young, so I didn't understand the whole snake preying on mice thing. So my dad goes, "You get why he's a snake, right?" And my did you just get it?
Yeah.
So like I'm like. So he goes, "You get why he's a snake, right?" I'm like, "No," and he goes, "Well, because snakes eat mouse eggs," and I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then my dad looks at me and goes, "Steve, mice don't lay eggs." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I was like 5 years old, so I didn't know any better. But I've always loved Fantasmic because I've always loved Mickey, and seeing him take on Disney's greatest villains was awesome. It still is awesome.
Fantasmic is a great show.
I'm upset we got rained out when we went.
Oh yeah. We got
poured out.
We tried.
We had to blow dry our shoes.
We tried waiting it out. It was coming down pretty hard though.
They basically took the entire Atlantic Ocean and poured it down the pants.
I'm glad I wasn't there for that because
Pretty much.
I would just.
Dude, I was wearing jeans, so it was incredibly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
You were so
I was
salty.
I was awful. No, I was more salty because not only because I was raining and I was wearing jeans, it was awful, but also because I was going to miss my favorite show.
Yeah.
So I was extra salty.
Fantasmic isn't fun missing.
Yeah, but it was still a fun time. We got cooled off at least.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
it was
a hot
nighttime though.
It was like just becoming nighttime at that point.
Eh.
It was still like
Was that
daylight out.
hot? I don't remember it being that hot.
It was hotter like earlier in
During
the
the day.
Okay.
But anyway.
Listen, it's always hot in Disney.
Yeah.
It is Florida.
Yeah.
I would like to argue with that fact.
Yes, it was. We only got you only got 2 hours of shorts when we went in January.
Yep.
Really?
Man.
Yeah, we were in jeans the entire time, and I said, nope, I need to be in shorts at least once. So I put shorts on for 2 hours, and I said, nope, not doing this, and changed back out of
The
them.
sun set as soon as we
Nope, not
sat
kidding.
down for one of the
No,
shows, and it got cold.
What was it, like 50 degrees or something?
Yeah, it was around 50 the whole time we were there. Really.
That's cold for Florida.
I mean, it's cool for anybody that really is in the South because they're not really used to the cold weather that we get. Meanwhile, we can literally.
We're
just
in New
stand
York, by the way.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we can literally stand out in like a t-shirt and jeans, and then we'll be fine with 50-degree weather. Second that it becomes 50 degrees in, let's say, like South Carolina, people start to bundle up, and then they look at me.
Yeah.
This is actually what happened to me in college. They look at me and say, "Brandon, why are you wearing like summer clothes?" I'm like, this. You can wear this. It's literally not that cold out. It's like, it's 50 degrees. I said, in New York, it's 30.
Even then, it's like they're bundled up at 50 degrees. Meanwhile, that's me at 15.
Yeah.
It's like that's when I start to bundle up. But like,
It's like living in different climates.
yeah, our bodies just adjusted to it.
But being from New York, we really had no idea what weather to prepare for in January.
No, I pack shorts, I pack jeans, I pack capris.
We kind of just packed a little bit of everything and hoped for the best.
Anyway, Brandon, your favorite park was Animal Kingdom, right?
Yep, don't ask me about the rest because I don't remember them.
Animal Kingdom. I like animals. Next.
We'll go to the other Animal Kingdom.
Matt will cover
Yes.
Animal.
Matimal Kingdom.
So, like I said, I was very outdoorsy my whole life. Went to a camp, very nature oriented. Spent a lot of time hiking and loved animals from a young age. So, Animal Kingdom. First time I went when I was in 7th grade, so about 15, 14 years old. I don't know what my mom and sister did, but my dad and I went to.
They probably saw the animals.
No, they didn't. My sister doesn't like animals. She's afraid of my dog.
Why did she agree to go to Animal Kingdom?
Because she was 12. She didn't have a say.
Okay,
But,
point taken.
So, my dad and I, we went to the, like, 3 big zoos that they have down there. Like, the one big zoo, if you want to count all 3 of them as one. But I've seen animals that I probably will never see again in my life.
Yeah, like they have a cat there, and
It's a big cat, though. It's a lion.
man, I don't know if I believe you or not. You may be lying.
Anyways, I also really liked the coaster Everest. I think Everest does a really
Everest
great
is so
job. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It does a really great job of telling the story of the
Sorry, but I
Yeti.
actually remembered Everest.
What do you remember about Everest?
No, I just remember that actually was in Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it's in the
And I
Asia
just-
part of it.
Yeah, and I just remembered that it was one of the things that I actually had to go on alone because my dad
At 12 years old?
at 12. Listen, when I was 12, I looked like I was almost as if I was no. Okay, I was
True.
gigantic as a 12-year-old.
He's a big boy.
Okay, my growth spurt came to me when I was 8.
Wow. Good golly.
So,
Goodness.
so yeah, I could get on rides easily. I could if I wanted to go on a ride alone, I could. But this one time, my mom was really tired, and my dad needed to stay with my mom, so I went on it alone. But I had a blast.
Yeah,
It's a good ride.
It's really fun.
That's another one. I think the theming is incredible. From this time you get into the queue line till you're all done exiting the gift
Yeah.
shop, I think it's
Oh, well, it's really well themed too. They did a great job, like recreating the theming of Nepal in that area.
Yes, that's right.
Especially like the climbing / adventuring aspect, because that's all you walk through in Everest is like all the like little trinkets that the adventurers brought back and stuff. Like I think it's just so cool.
my favorite
Yeah.
part's the Disco Yeti.
The disco, excuse me.
Oh, you guys don't know about Disco Yeti?
He's in beam.
Basically, the Yeti is like obviously the hugest, biggest animatronic they've ever made.
The Yeti.
And they literally had to build him like into the mountain, I suppose. But because he had so much range of movement, I guess he started to cause too much stress on the mountain. So basically, they put him into B mode, where he does not move, and now they just flash a strobe light on him to make it look like he's moving.
yeah. I've seen
So
that.
he's put in B mode, and fans have like adopted the name of Disco Yeti for him.
Oh,
Because
okay.
of the strobe.
And
Yes.
everyone's been begging Joe Rohde, the head Imagineer for Animal Kingdom. He's, brilliant. Begging him to fix the Yeti because we want the Yeti to move again.
But
they can't.
the issue is he's built into the mountain, so they have to take apart the entire ride.
That's the rumor we've heard. Some say it's just too expensive to fix it, but I don't know.
Either way, they're
it-
probably not going to do it.
It does sound expensive because he is the biggest animatronic they've made Yeti.
Oh boy.
Hey, Matt, I'm right there with you. I've been doing a lot of puns too. I just want to
Much
say.
to my dismay.
It's
Much
okay.
to our dismay.
But one last thing I'd really like to say about Animal Kingdom, the nighttime show, Rivers of Light.
Oh.
It's beautiful. I love the meaning behind it. The song that goes with it is beautiful. The display that they put on, it's really something.
I agree.
Is that even around?
It's-
No, that definitely wasn't around.
No,
when I was
it's-
eight.
No, it's very new, and
Okay,
it's
that's-
beautiful.
That explains because I'm like this. That does not sound familiar.
No, it's very. Next time you go, definitely,
So
definitely
next
say
time
it's
I go,
really
and
good.
it's in my favorite. so I know what I'm doing.
Well, anyway, my favorite park is by far Epcot. Not only just like for the World Pavilion, but like I think my favorite area just in Disney World is Tomorrowland, and one of
That's in Magic.
That's in Magic.
You mean Future World?
Future World, yeah.
It's okay. I did the same thing like every day when we went.
I even have it written on my Google Docs. Tomorrowland, but anyway, like the first thing that I ever remember about Epcot is the soundtrack of Future World.
Mm-hmm.
It's so distinct, and the soda place.
Oh,
yeah.
Club Cool.
Yeah, Club Cool. I didn't even know that was a thing until like I
didn't either.
didn't even know about the Beverly, which, can I say, not as bad as everyone else reacted.
I disagree.
Big disagree.
It was gross.
Okay.
It's a rite of passage.
Well, I'm glad I passed. Never have to do it again.
Right?
The Beverly. It's so at this place in Epcot, there's a place called Club Cool where you can try sodas from around the world, and one of them is infamous. It's called the Beverly, and it's the one from Italy, and it's supposed to be like a
palate cleanser.
Yeah.
for in between meals, but it's so
Like
bitter.
It's very
bitter, raw. Yeah.
It's very bitter.
You better believe it.
It's very bitter, like my attitude right now.
No, that one's good.
So,
yeah,
so that means I have to do it next time I go.
Yeah, good luck.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, if I
Down
can-
it with the whichever one's the Japanese one. That one's really good.
Yo, you know what we should have done?
Mix all of them.
Mix all.
Oh, no. That's a recipe for disaster.
Wait, we talking about mixing now? Because I will mix the perfect drinks for y'all.
Can you mix a perfect drink but only use the Beverly?
Then you're not mixing.
No, I got it. It'll be called the Beverly 2.
Beverly too.
This is the long anticipated sequel to Beverly.
Is that anything like
Beverly
Despacito
2
Electric book.
Electric Beverly?
but anyway, in Tomorrowland. Well, is it Tomorrowland? It's like the entrance of the
Future
park.
World.
Future World.
Tomorrowland's and Magic.
I know.
It's okay. They're similar.
Carousel of
Very.
Progress is my favorite ride. My second favorite ride is Spaceship Earth. Is that Future World?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So yeah, even more reason why Future World is my favorites.
Spaceship Earth is very cool.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I actually haven't been on it until the recent time we went, and it's
Really?
yeah, I really liked it. It was really cool.
It's awesome, and I like how they updated it too. That you can, before they had it. Well, now you get to like choose your own things as you're descending back down. They have like a little screen, and you can like pick and choose how your future is going to be.
when Jenny and I were on that last time. For some reason, the couple in front of us had our picture, so we had the people behind us.
It was all of our choices, but we had this elderly couple, and we're
That's really
behind them, hysterical, laughing. And in front of us, we don't hear a peep from them. Like, they're just not having it.
They've accepted the fact, and we're just there hysterically dying
I
about
wish you guys
it.
made it like a good time about it, and
Yeah.
whoever those people were, like honestly, like get it, just have fun.
Oh, Janet, you look 30 years younger.
That's it?
Oh. All right, moving on.
Oh, fat.
Epcot.
Matt, you need to buy your girlfriend a trip to Disneyland right now.
He just pulls out his wallet.
Break out the wallet.
Break out the wallet. Break out.
Change falls out. Let's see,
It's
that's
$20,
that's
okay.
40,
I
45.
have $46. Is that enough?
That's like
Add a
oatmeal.
couple of zeros to that.
a couple.
You come.
And 5 cents.
Well, there you go. That's it. But by far, I think my favorite Disney experience ever is Illuminations, the fireworks show in the World Showcase.
Yeah.
I literally cried the last time I was
You
there.
did.
Oh, I cried like a babby.
I will say this though, Epcot has my second favorite ride after Rock and Roller Coaster, which is Test Track.
Yes.
I love Test Track.
I think that's the fastest accelerating ride in
yeah,
Disney
it
World,
goes
right?
up to like 65, I think, right?
It's just the fastest ride in Disney.
Yeah.
It was 0 to 60 in like 1.8 seconds.
That's
or something.
That's Rock and Roller Coaster. But
Right at the launch.
yes, but Test Track's top speed I think is 65, 70. something.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
It's 65, I think.
So anyway, going back to Disneyland and Disney World, there are a lot of differences between the two.
Speaking of Test Track, though, to jump on this,
Yes.
Disneyland has an incredible ride that is pretty much their equivalent of Test Track, and it's the Cars Radiator Springs.
I've heard about.
Yeah,
this.
I went on that.
Okay.
It was. I didn't even like Cars, and it was really good.
Yeah, I've heard that the Cars Land they have there is very immersive.
It is.
very
It's
real.
very nice.
I've never been to Disneyland, but I look at photos and videos all the time, and Cars Land just looks gorgeous.
My dad was very
beautiful.
impressed with it.
And they're
Very
like
cool.
Test Track, instead of like, you know how like the big finish, I guess, of Test Track is you go outside and you speed through. there you end up racing another car.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's very cool.
It's a lot of fun. Not that I would know, but
I would.
hopefully
It's a
soon.
lot of fun. I can vouch for you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I think there are a lot of like better things about each park. I just want to touch on a couple of them. Specifically, the one line that I have written down. The better thing about Disney World, in my opinion, it has a people mover.
You are correct.
You're about to throw some massive shade.
You are correct,
No.
my friend.
Jenny.
It can move people.
I don't know if Steve and Brandon have heard about this. Matt, I showed you the video.
Yeah,
there was an
we
offhand,
watched something on it.
Yeah, there was an offhand Disney video. So in Disneyland,
rods.
yes, rocket rods. So I'll just give a quick history because we kind of gotta move along here. We got more things to talk about. In Disneyland, when it opened, they had this futuristic, thing that was like the transportation of tomorrow, the Tomorrowland Transit Authority. So it's the people mover. It's a little like 4-person seat of like a little train thing. You go around the track. It was really nice. In like the late 90s in Disneyland, they decided to turn this beloved attraction into a thrill ride for some reason. So they retrofitted the track. I don't think they did much to the
They
track.
didn't change the track.
No,
that was
no.
the problem.
So like here you have this 40-year-old cement and metal track with these super fast cars that would accelerate and decelerate with the turns.
They couldn't make the turns that quickly, so you would speed up and stop and do the turn. Speed
Yeah.
up, stop, and do the turn.
That's
Yeah.
lame.
And like people were really excited for this ride, and it did well at first, but it just kind of
Basically, sounds like
bombed out of
buffering at
nowhere.
that point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So
Red
they
light.
The whole entire ride, buffering. Buffering. Okay, we're going back into buffering.
So this ride was open for I think just under a year, right?
Not
After
long.
first, yeah, it wasn't long at all. So they originally closed it just after it opened for quote unquote renovations. I think to maybe update a couple things or fix some stuff, but they reopened it for a very short time and then they closed it saying it would reopen soon. Of course, it never reopened. So at this point, the old people mover tracks in Disneyland, California, have been pretty much abandoned for about like 20 some odd years, 25 years or so.
Obsolete now, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean the tracks, the concrete has huge cracks in them. They're never going to be used again, and they can't like rip them down because it would take a lot of time and effort. It would close the whole, the
It's
whole
built
park.
into some of the rides.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the big things. But I'm very glad that Disney World has the people mover actually working.
I could ride the people mover over and over
Same.
and over again.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite spots to watch the fireworks from.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's another thing I
Really
gotta
great.
take a look at when I go.
Yes.
It's really nice. Like right after you get off Space Mountain, you just kind of need to chill, but you don't want to like just sit on a park bench. People
Yeah.
movers.
Yeah. We went on it like twice when we were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably rode it like close to 5 or 6 times that last day we were in Magic.
I do people mover a lot.
Even if you just need a break, it's nice. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you're moving, you get the breeze.
Plus, it's under the shade too.
Yes.
Yep. It's not like you're just sitting, waiting around. You're on a ride. It's taking you through a tour of Tomorrowland. You're seeing all the attractions. You're going through Space Mountain, which is really cool. When Space Mountain goes down, which is pretty often, they turn the lights
Yeah.
on, so you can still take the people mover through Space Mountain and see it with the lights on.
Yeah.
It is really cool with the lights on because it looks like an actual space shuttle when you see it. To be honest,
Although
It's really
riding
neat.
it with the lights on is a different story. Kind of takes away from the magic a little bit.
I've ridden it with half the lights on. Basically, when People Mover stops, automatically all the lights overhead come on. So while I was riding Space Mountain, People Mover was stopped in the tunnel. So the tunnel lights rimmed it and kind of gave the track this weird silhouette look
That's kind of cool.
as I was
That's neat.
riding it. So it wasn't totally lights on, but it wasn't totally pitch black. So I'm like halfway there. I still want to ride it with the lights on though, just to say I've done it. But I guess that would involve having to get stuck on the ride.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of roller coasters, our next topic is ranking the roller coasters.
Yes.
Now this is going to be, I think, pretty straightforward. We have a bunch that we've written down before.
It's going to be decisive. we're gonna argue about this.
All I'm gonna say is I think there are like 2 or 3 that are going to be everyone's top favorite, and everything else is just going to be whatever.
Yeah.
But in addition, Matt and I can also rank Slinky Dog Dash.
Yes.
Oh,
That is true.
since you guys
You can
did
do
ride
So
that.
we have 7, you guys have 6.
Meanwhile, I have 1
I have
because that's all I
5.
remember.
Okay, Brandon, what's your 1?
For Everest, love that ride.
We'll always vote for that 100% until I go back again. It'll probably still be my top 5.
Yeah.
I don't really see any reason why it wouldn't be, but
Everest is really great, but I'd like to hear everyone's number 1, like just really quickly. Jenny, what's your number 1?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Steve?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Everest is Brandon's. Mine is Rock and Roller Coaster.
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Yeah.
All right.
okay, so easily.
Brandon, go on Rock and Roller Coaster.
Well, duh.
Brandon has been voted off the podcast.
Goodbye, everybody.
Voted off the
Happy
island.
New-
You've been banned from Disney World.
Oh, Jesus.
While Animal Kingdom is my favorite park, I do like the thrill of Rock and Roller Coaster a little more than Everest. I know your argument, Steve, is that Everest stops a lot.
Yeah.
Which I will admit does take
does,
away from
yeah.
the thrill, but they do it to add to the story of the ride, which I also appreciate greatly.
I get that, but if I'm gonna go on a roller coaster, I don't want to be told the story. I want to ride a freaking roller coaster.
So now that we have everyone's number 1,
Yeah.
we'll get to the more
Done.
decisive numbers. Jenny, number 2.
Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
Ooh.
That's also my number 2.
Ooh.
Bill, what is yours?
Space Mountain.
No.
Everest for me.
Well, so, explain.
So, my personal reason for Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, I'm just going to say Big Thunder, it's a lot of personal memories on that one. I did the Disney College program, so I remember one night, me and my roommates just rode Big Thunder over and over and over again while the park was closing, and we got at least 6 rides in.
Oh, wow.
We were the last train to go. We each had our own row. It was just the 4 of us in our own, however many rows there is. And it really made me realize how fun of a coaster it is. Like, it's got 3 different climbs. It has so many drops, twists, and turns. How many
Plus,
times?
it has that huge curve, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many times you see other trains and you think you're gonna hit it and you dip under
Yeah,
it?
that's
Like,
so
I just
fun.
think it's like, I don't want to say it's rough because it's not rough, but it jerks you around a lot in a good way. In a good
Yes.
way.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
part of the story. I think it tells a really great story from the queue
That it
line.
does.
From the queue line all the way down.
What about the P line?
I don't get. Oh.
That's the bathrooms. And I will stand by the Tangle Beats more than the bathrooms.
I'd like to put forward a case for Space Mountain. I mean, it doesn't tell a story, but I think it's like, I mean, aside from Rock and Roller Coaster, it's one of the best thrill rides there. It's a little bit milder than Rock and Roller Coaster, I think, since I don't think you go upside down, right?
No,
Space-
only on Rock and Roller Coaster.
It's Rock and Roller Coaster is the only upside down
Yes.
coaster on Disney World property.
Imagine if they made Haunted Mansion go upside down.
I would love that.
That'd be nuts.
That's how you die.
But yeah, I really like Space Mountain.
It's like when you're falling off the roof. It's do a flip.
You do a flip over the dining room.
To add a little bit to Big Thunder Mountain, pretty much just everything Jenny just said. But I also have a lot of fun memories of it, and just the explosions. The explosion. Yes, there things are blowing up in the air. It explodes.
What a thrilling ride.
Yeah, I really love Big Thunder Mountain. I mean, I have it actually as number 3. I actually have written down Big Thundery Boy.
I have
like
Space
that.
Mountain as my number 3.
Ah,
Me
So
too.
we swapped.
Space Mountain Boy.
I don't, but go on.
Oh, what's your number?
I really like Seven Dwarfs.
Oh,
really? Interesting.
I went on it when it first opened.
Okay.
And the animatronics in that blew me away. I was very
Agreed.
impressed by it. And I just had a really fun time with it. Also, Matt and I have a very sentimental moment on that ride.
We
that
had a moment, but
we probably
we're not-
can't share,
we're not
but
gonna share. Despite that, Seven Dwarves Mine Train is actually ranked pretty low on my list, I guess, actually.
Really?
So is Everest for me,
It's,
so.
You know, it's a fun coaster, don't get me wrong, and the swinging carts are
I
really
love
neat.
Yeah, I love it.
But it's actually similar to your Everest thing. The whole mine scene, like, I can get stopping in a coaster for a story if you're
I
just
prefer
going to
the
go
yours scene.
right that way. If you're going to pick up right away, like how Everest stops for like 5 seconds and then you roll backwards. But the whole mine scene in Seven Dwarfs Mine Train just too long. You're there for like 20 seconds.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I think my favorite thing about the Seven Dwarfs, the Seven Dwarfs. I mean, don't get me wrong, the ride is great, but what I wasn't expecting. Well, we got the photo pass, which is professional photographers take your picture. They give it to you all at the end of the trip. But with the Seven Dwarfs, they don't take your picture on the ride. They take a video, and they give you like two of them, and they're each like a minute long, I think. It's really great. They give you like some stock video of it, but they also cut in like your unique video from when you were on the ride. I think
like
that's really cool.
slow mo.
Yeah,
It's cool. I like that it's really personalized like that.
I was not expecting that at all.
It's one of the coolest things because, like, I didn't expect it at first when we got our PhotoPass stuff back, and I just see like, oh, there's a video, and I see Seven Dwarfs, and I'm like, oh, this is neat. It is really cool.
Very unexpected and very cool.
Yes, I do like that ride a lot. Space Mountain's my fourth. I think Space Mountain's good, but I don't think it's as good as people say it is. I have fun with it, don't get me wrong, but it's not like my go-to choice.
I don't believe it's only 25 miles an hour. You feel like you're going faster because the lights are strobing and it's dark, but I don't buy it.
It
I think
feels
you're
like
moving,
you're going faster. Yeah.
I think you're moving a lot faster. Maybe 30, 35.
Which is still not very
I think you're going 110.
all right.
My fourth rank, though, is Big Thunder. You know, it's got some big drops, but I think it moves a little slow.
Does it have some big thunders too?
Do you think Space Mountain moves faster than Big Thunder?
I do.
No.
The drops are fast, but other
Disagree.
than that, it's not really that
Yeah,
fast.
because there's more. You spend more time in Big Thunder going uphill.
Yes.
There's three separate climbs. Space Mountain, you go up and then just gravity takes over.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I also like being whipped around more like Space Mountain does, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Fair.
Jenny, what's your fifth?
My fifth was Seven Dwarfs Mine Train.
Yeah, that's what mine was.
Right.
But actually, I forgot on my list. Matt and I can rank Slinky Dog Dash.
Oh, right. Where would we put that?
I would probably put Slinky Dog fifth, right under Expedition Everest for me. I think Slinky Dog is really fun. The second launch is really cool. That's something brand new.
I like the first dinner.
The second launch was fun. You go a lot higher
Just
than
got it.
I got it the first time. Just
it's a lot taller than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a nice view of Star Wars Land, and then you dip, and then those little like bunny hills. That was. I'm undecided if I like those or not. But I know this one is a family coaster, like Seven. It's advertised as a family coaster, like Seven Dwarfs, as opposed to like Rock and Roller Coaster.
Right. I'd probably put it as fourth. Yeah. And, you know, I pretty much feel the same way. I'm indifferent about the bunny hill, you know. It's neat the first time, but after riding it 5 times, you're like, okay, here we go again.
We also rode it 5 times in a row. Most people wait 3 hours to ride it once.
That's true. We got very lucky with that early morning magic.
Steve, what's your fifth?
My fifth is Everest. I've expressed multiple times before, I'm not the biggest fan of this ride because I think it stops too much. You go forward, you stop. You go backwards, you stop. You go forward, the ride ends. I think it's a little too much of that, and I don't know. It didn't really impress me as much as other rides have.
I hear you. The one thing that I don't like about Everest, which is going to be surprising, is the part where you're going up that first huge incline, and you're like, and you come out of the first mountain, and you're just open to everything. You could see everything like directly off the side of the cart.
Yep.
And I am not fond of heights.
Oh, me neither. So it's a personal thing.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
gonna say, that's a really nice view.
I agree
like
with
that.
you there.
I was about to say, like, wait a minute. You got a perfect view.
Yeah, no,
I look around.
I'm with
you can,
Bill on that.
You can see Spaceship Earth. You can see the castle. You can see Space Mountain.
You can see.
You know what you
Tower of
can't
Terror,
see?
Can't you?
Railings.
Oh my goodness.
But you know what you can see? Why kids love the taste of Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Well, now I'm
Part of this
hungry.
balanced breakfast.
We're not sponsored by Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh, please no.
We could be, though,
could.
if they want.
Oh no.
All right. Then I have a feeling everyone's last coaster,
Yeah.
the Barnstormer.
Barnstormer.
Yeah, it's
Barnstormer.
not a strong coaster.
It's
But
lame.
It's supposed to be for kids,
Yeah,
but
it's for
even for
children.
kids, it's way too short.
Yeah.
Like
It
it is
really is.
over in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's really lame.
I don't even think I've ever ridden it, to be honest.
You're not missing
Nah.
much. You're really not missing much. It's pretty lame, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Disney does have a lot of really, really good coasters, which
Oh,
we
of course.
discussed.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Yes, for kids and adults.
yeah, I mean, even in general, I don't think Disney World and Disneyland are like the huge like thrill parks, but they have some awesome rides in there. I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Yeah, Disney just has a lot of great stuff going for it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Isn't that the whole point of this podcast?
Yeah, pretty much.
Just to geek out over Disney
Yeah.
together.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, that was a great episode today, guys, and we'll see you real soon in the next episode.
Bye.
So yeah.
Thanks for
Later.
listening.